Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer. Today is Monday, and Monday on the channel I generally show you what I have made in the past 7 days. Give or take. My office door is open because all 4 dogs were sleeping and no one else is in the house with me, so I thought I'm going to record for the second time today because the first time I made this video didn't go real well. So, fair warning, I have a migraine that is coming on, so my mood is not there. I'm going to try to get through this video, but no promises, because like I said, I already recorded this video all the way through, got it to my computer, started rewatching it. I was like, shouldn't have said that, shouldn't have said that. Definitely should have ranted for a half an hour on that. Shouldn't even have brought that up. So I got really frustrated and closed my laptop and walked away. I sat on the couch and binge watched TV for a few minutes. It's been closer to 45 minutes. And now I'm putting on my big girl panties like my mom would say to do, and we're going to try this again. Like I said, I am developing a migraine. I can feel it. I already felt it coming on because migraines feel very different than headaches. And I tried to take migraine medicine before, but it is just getting worse. And at some point during this video, I promise that Mr. Cinnamon will probably be coming home. And that's him texting me right now. So, there's that. He might call. We'll see. Apparently there's a dog loose too, because I got a notification for that. So anyway, I'm all over the place in a bad way. So, this is not the normal, my brain is super speedy and I'm thinking 100 different thoughts. It's, I'm having a hard time concentrating. You know what? I was going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize. I just don't feel good. And that's where we are today, okay? I love you and I thank you for spending this time with me. Now, what have I made in the past 7 days? You guys kind of already saw this. I still haven't blocked it because I'm not feeling real great and things are going on. But, you know how life goes. I showed this to you in, I think it was Thursday's video, and I told you use the good yarn. And I had a couple of people say that, like, all I have is cotton, or all I have is... I did say in the end of that video, if you didn't watch it all the way through, the good yarn is any yarn that you think is extra. I have yarn that is $2 acrylic, that the colors are so beautiful, I just am afraid to use them and waste them. The clearance, let's pivot. See if we can get to that point. Okay. Can we see it in? Okay, just right here. This yarn right here is, I think that's the right yarn. It's clearance yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I didn't buy most of it, and my light just fell down. I didn't buy most of it. A lot of it was sent to me in Happy Mail because it sold out at my store, and it was, I don't know, $1, $2 a ball. I have like 15 skeins of it. I don't want to waste it because it's black and neons and it's beautiful and it works up beautifully, knit and crochet. And it's sitting there. So when I say use a good yarn, use the good yarn. Use the clearance stuff that you hoarded up, that you loved at one time. I also have a bunch of this yarn. This is Summer Kiss from Lion Brand. I paid, this says $1.99, but these actually went on sale at, the store doesn't exist anymore. It was Ann that here, Christmas Tree Shops. This actually went on sale. They had it on sale for $1.99, and then they clearanced it out to $1 ball. I have a bunch of this in different colors. And I made a beautiful poncho in it that I donated. And I have a bunch of the white, and I have various different colors. This yarn is very pretty. Yeah, but I'm hoarding it. I'm hoarding it. Use the good yarn. It was $1 ball. It's still the good yarn. Doesn't matter. Okay, so with that being said, we made the hat, which you already saw, and this yarn is from Hawari Bazaar. I linked her in last week's video. Love her yarn. one day, if I ever get back to Michigan, I'm going to go visit her. She's in Dearborn Heights. She actually, her store is not far from where I used to live. So, well, not me and Mr. Cinnamon. And it was me and Mr. Cinnamon pre-Juliana. So before I was ever a mom. And as a matter of fact, I think it was before we were married. We lived in that area of Dearborn Heights for a short stint. And then I made the Hugs and Kisses cowl. Now, you guys remember when I showed this to you? I'm already feeling better than I did in the last time I tried to record. I was trying to record. I was on the verge of tears. I felt so like, oh, I feel better. Everybody's out of the house. I mean, my head is killing me, but little man is very, very loud today. And I'm just not in the mood. And there's a lot of things going on we're not going to talk about because then I will start ranting again and I'm not going there. Okay, so I showed you guys. I lost the hook somewhere around here. Could not find it. So I had to use a different hook and it ended up being a bigger hook. So the stitches are bigger and a lot of you had said I never would have noticed if you didn't point it out. But I pointed out because I'm a normal person and I want you guys to realize like mistakes happen, things happen, and yeah, that's just how life is. Okay, so anyway, I kid you not, I searched this desk. Could not find the hook that I used for the first part of this because I had to switch hooks and I ended up, I don't remember what hook I switched to. It was a bigger hook, okay? I'm sitting here and I pulled this off to show it the last time I recorded this video that we're deleting. And the hook is laying there in plain view. And this is the hook I used for the original to start it. So I think that the ghost that lives in my house took off with the hook. It was hiding it from me just to screw with me because it was not here. And you guys can see that it was not here in the buffalo video because it was laying exactly where my drum carder was laying. So there's no way it was there because I moved the drum carder and literally vacuumed my desk off after I did the buffalo, which is... Oh, wait, I actually moved the vacuum. The vacuum was in here because I vacuumed my desk off because of the stuff that fell out in the drum carder from the buffalo. That's another thing we did in the past 7 days. So this is beautiful. I love her yarn. If you're in the mood for some hand-dyed beautiful yarn, Hawari Bazaar has some beautiful colorways. So I made these two. I still have to wash them, and I want to do that this week. I have to weave in the ends first, just so this stops curling, and so that the fiber blooms a little bit. It swells with delight. All right. What was I going to show you next? Oh, the buffalo. I successfully carded and made bats. So a bat with fiber is very much like a bat you put in like bedding or, you know, it's a bat. So I made a bunch of bats in the buffalo with the beautiful core. It's so pretty. You see the sparkle. I know you can. Some parts are real sparkly. Some parts are less sparkly. And actually I think the way this one is folded is the sparkles are on the inside more. Yes. Yes, sir. There's a whole bunch of sparkle in there. Now, what you didn't get to see, oh, it smells so good. And I didn't have to wash this. That's what's crazy. When I got this buffalo, I got it from Creative Valley Reuse, which is it's a thrift type store. And it was a pretty penny. And I keep saying that just because buffalo is expensive, and don't expect to find buffalo just at any old store, okay? This was a rare find, and I knew what I was paying when I bought it. Anyway, it was all clumped together in a garbage bag. And if you don't know, go back and there's a whole playlist on me processing the buffalo. I hand carded it at first, which I didn't use little hand carders. I used, hang on. I used this, which usually will make smaller bats. I used this to hand card it because the buffalo it had been stored for a long time. You could smell that it was dusty, musty, dirty. There was dirt in the fiber. There was, I mean, it's buffalo. There was also like grass and hay and stuff in the fibers. My brain is not there. I'm trying. So the first process, I combed it out and I got a ton of stuff shaken off, like dirt. And then I put it in a scented garbage bag. And the two of those things combined made the buffalo smell better. Like a lot better. I didn't put nothing else on it. I didn't wash it because I washed some of the other fiber that I'd gotten at that same time, and it was not pretty. It was a disaster, and I ended up throwing that fiber away because I wasn't felting at the time. And also, it still smelled bad. I washed it and washed it and washed it. I scalded it. And I still couldn't get the stink out of the other fiber. So the fact that the buffalo smells num-nums, I mean, I wouldn't be putting it on my face if it was still stinky. Yeah, it smells real good. It doesn't quite smell like fiber, but it smells like laundry, which is crazy because I literally just put it in a scented garbage bag. I combed all the dust out. Well, it was not all the dust. I combed some of the dust out. And then it was still in a big pile of like fluffy puffies, okay? It was not anywhere near this. It was little chunks of like combed fiber. And then I put it in the drum carder and I got these big bats. And in that video, the first video, I showed you guys, I was trying to peel it off the drum like I had seen in 100 videos. I'm very new at working the drum carder. I learned lots while I was doing this because this is over a pound of fiber. I learned if I back combed with the brush, it pulled off like as if you're cleaning your brush. Worked beautifully, and it wasn't leaving chunks behind. But it's beautiful, and some of the cinnamon buns had a really fun time using AI, creating sparkly unicorn buffaloes with AI, and then posting in the Facebook group, which they were so creepy and scary because buffaloes are big, muscular, like even the females are big and burly, and like you don't want to mess with a buffalo. Okay, and then the AI was turning them into unicorns, so they were kind of like twinky and sparkly and like pretty, but like still kind of muscular. So they were funny. They were funny looking, and I was just laughing. I was like, these people are crazy. Like, but I also made sparkly buffalo fluff. So I mean, this week I plan to take all of these bats. Well, I at least plan to start it because this is going to take a long time to spin, and I want to spin it so that it's I want to do a chunky fiber. I don't want to spin a real thin. Because I have thin. So this is buffalo. This is fingering weight. I want something thick and chunky. And even that left a little bit of crumbs on my desk. Because it's still raw fiber. I still have to spin it. And then I have to give it a thorough washing once it's spun. I could have washed it before I spun it, but I didn't want to do anything to chance felting the fiber or screwing up the fiber because the buffalo is so soft. It's so soft and light and airy right now. And I want it to spin as is, and I will risk some of the dirt being trapped in there forever. And then I'm going to give it a good heavy soaking and wash, and like it doesn't stink anymore, but there's still like bits falling off. And if you look right here on this little shelf, you see this little purple, or it's not purple, you see this little brown fluff piece? Now, when I was carding it, there were little bits of smaller, shorter pieces. So there's different lengths of fiber in your animals. There's longer, it's called staple length. There'll be long, you know, sometimes you have the long hairs and then you have like the little baby hairs. Animals have that too. Sometimes they have certain parts of their body will have long hair and certain parts will have like the shorter. Sometimes they'll have what's called an undercoat and the fibers underneath are like shorter and the ones on the outside are longer. So I'm not exactly sure of the anatomy or the hair anatomy of a buffalo, but there was short and long hairs in there, and the shorter ones are not real good for spinning. Tried that with some other fibers. It was a disaster, but the short hairs tend to not stick in the bats when it's rolling. And I thought I was going to have a lot left over, and all I have is a ball about this big that I can probably compress down. I have enough left over to felt a buffalo. So we're going to felt the buffalo at some point. So I stuck it over there with my felting supplies. There's not a lot of them over there, but I don't need a lot because Juju is the one who's been felting. But I'm for sure going to felt a buffalo. which makes me happy. But then I have all of this. That's a lot of fiber, okay? I don't even know how many yards I'm gonna get, but I want it to be like thick, and I want it to look like I'm wearing buffalo, because I am. Okay, so I did that. That's the next thing that I did this week. And then I made another one of these, okay? I attempted to recreate this very weird and unusual shawl that everyone seemed to be in love with. And a lot of people asked if I would show them how to make it, or ask or tried to replicate it, okay? I tried to make another one and I failed miserably. Well, it's not a failure. It still works as a shawl. I have not been feeling good for a couple weeks now. And there are things going on with my body, and there's things, some of the cinnamon buns know a little bit about what's going on, but I am not feeling good. And I'm not going to pretend anymore. I'm not going to pretend like I'm Miss Mary Sunshine and everything is perfect in my world. Is not. And I'm dealing with things. However, that means that my brain power is not always there, and I struggled with this. First of all, the yarn that I used was the Vortex yarn in the color Beachy Splash, which is so beautiful, like this. I had 2 cakes of that, and I'm really glad I didn't buy more, because I have 2 more cakes of a neon one of the Vortex. I don't like it. The yarn, the fiber is okay. It's not like scratchy or rough. It did not give me blisters or rip my fingers open. None of that. It's muddy worked up. It's so muddy. So I started the same way I started the other one, and I did corner to corner. You see how muddy that is? That's ugly. Some of you are going to love it, and I apologize if I offended you if you love it, but I don't like the way this worked up. I don't like the way the colors are. It's very muddy. And overall, it's giving like blue-gray, and then there's pops of pink and orange. It just is not... I was not loving it. And before I ever started it, I'm like, okay, I need a yarn to go with this, because I only have 2, and that's a big shawl. So I found this. This is Big Twist Value Pound in the color Watermelon. And they look very pretty next to each other. And I'm like, this is perfect. And then when I started working up the pink, I hated it. So we did the corner to corner section first, and then I started doing this. Just, it's kind of like log cabin blankets, but if you took the log cabin out of the log cabin. So it's the same idea. You work up like one side or 2 sides, and then you turn it and you work on the other side. It's kind of that idea of log cabin. Okay, so I did that side with the pink, and then this is also this, which this part is beautiful. This, not so much. So I was hating the pink. I was hating the pink. I was like, I don't like nothing about it. I wasn't feeling good, and there's things going on in my household, like, and I'm just dealing with stupid people, and like, I was not liking it. So I think all of that, when there's bad stuff happening around you, that energy goes into your project. And also, like, that energy, like, it feeds your creativity, or it diseases your creativity. And I think that's what was happening. So I proceeded on, and then I was like, I came in here to look for white. I was like, maybe the white will break up that pink, which is like Pepto-Bismol. It's not quite Pepto-Bismol, but it's given Pepto-Bismol. And I can't take Pepto-Bismol. It makes me real sick. So I was not having the Pepto-Bismol talk. I was looking for white. Could not find my white. And I have big, giant skeins of white. And I buy white particularly because I never have white. Could not find the white. Just like I couldn't find my crochet hook, so the ghost must have took off with it. I don't know where the white is, okay? I found scrap balls of white, but it was like bulky 5-weight. But I found the blue, which is the Pound of Love, that's left over from the pineapple poncho back there. So I'm like, well, maybe that'll work, because there is blue And the overall feel of this is like bluish gray. Love the blue. Should have did the blue the whole time. Like the blue next to that is beautiful. The pink, So, it is not even close to the same shape as the other one. It is very weird. I'm not loving it. And I quit because I'm like, it's big enough. It fits around my body and we're just going to be done. Okay? And does it work exactly the same way as the other one? Yes, it does. I can wear it almost the same way. Which is like this. Tuck one corner in. It's beautiful. It reminds me of like a serape. Okay? And on, I love it on. This is beautiful to me. I love the way that aqua blue is like, bam, look at me. Like, it's pretty on. Off, I hate it, don't want to look at it. So it's probably going to go on one of my mannequins back here. And she's just going to be glamorous with it. But I just was struggling with this. I was not happy with it. And last night, I was like, I need to make it go out to the side more because this one goes out to the side. Like, there's this whole square chunk that goes out to the side. Which, it looks like this when I put it on. Does it matter? No. How I got there doesn't matter. How it looks off doesn't matter because I'm wearing it and it looks cool on. And it's very like serape, or not even serape. It reminds me of an Indian woman from India. You know how they wear the, what are those called? Is it a sarong? Well, if I'm sarong, I don't want to be right, but you know what I'm saying? They wear those beautiful, just over their shoulder, so it is the same idea as this one. Is I was going for ethnic. I was going for other countries. I was going for small hand artisan people from like, this one is given more Africa or South America. This one is giving me more India, which I'm cool with because I love India. I love India food. I like, I have a fascination with Indian culture. Like, there's a lot of things that can be said about looking beautiful in your, whatever this thing is called. Okay? It's beautiful. It worked out. I hated it earlier and had nothing good to say, and now I'm like, okay, it's pretty on. It looks like a giant bib when it's not on, but when you put it on, it's pretty. And you can wear it over both shoulders if you wanted. Specifically, if you have a smaller body, you can still wear it however you want. I like it over the one shoulder though. I think it looks, that's the way I designed it, intended it to be. Even that way is beautiful. And I think this would be beautiful over like a summer dress or, you know, something like that. So the 3 yarns that are used in this colorway are the Vortex Beachy Splash Big Twist Watermelon. That's what my uncle used to say, watermelon. And then the Pound of Love Pastel Green, which is not green at all. It's like a blue. So I'm going to pull my glasses and my scissors out of here and the crochet hook, because even though last night I wasn't sure if it was done, as of the recording of this video, I'm so done with this. And I'm going to say, okay, I was calling it a failure, now I'm going to call it a success. I don't hate it as much because I think I'm feeling better because it's quiet in the house and I'm not overstimulated on top of feeling wretched. Although, it's probably time for me to eat something because my sugar is dropping and I can feel that. Because diabetes is so much fun. I have told Mr. Cinnamon I would not wish diabetes on my worst enemy because it is so horrific to deal with. Aside from all of the things that can happen to your body, going blind, having your feet cut off, like your kidneys failing, all the things that diabetes can do to physically affect you. It is torture when your sugar is off and you're having spikes or you're having dips. It is torture. The way you feel, like emotionally, mentally, physically, would not wish it on my worst enemy. Would not. Someone I hate so much that I wish they would die, which is not very many people in this whole world, but there are a couple of them. I would not wish this on them. I would not. And yes, I'm just being real. Oh, I also cut my hair. If you don't like it, just don't. I don't want to hear it because, funny story, I cut my hair because I've been having a lot of problems with my scalp specifically. You guys know I have skin problems, I have eczema, I have my body, my immune system sometimes will just attack me for no reason, and it usually will start in my skin or like my digestive system. Like my immune system goes, I'm gonna attack you because there's a foreign contaminant. Okay, so my scalp has just been, my hair follicles hurt for no reason, just hurt. If you've ever worn your hair in a ponytail for too long and you pull it down and it hurts in your follicles, I've been having that for no reason, just hurting. And I'm like, what is going on? And I realized my hair is getting really thick and heavy again. And a couple years ago, I told you guys that I cut my hair because I was losing my hair in buckets. And it was the thinnest it had ever been. Now it's back to, I'm real thick. And I'm not complaining because I like having thick hair, and I have a love-hate relationship with my hair. It gives me headaches when it's too long because it's too heavy. It causes problems when it's too long or too heavy. So I'm sitting on the couch miserable. My hair is hurting. Like, my literal hair is hurting. It's feeling heavy and long, and it's touching the back of my neck, and I'm having a hot flash, and I'm sweating profusely, and the back of my neck sweats a lot when I have a hot flash. And so I'm like, and my hair was slightly dirty. It wasn't like gross sticking to my head. It was slightly dirty, which I mentioned in the members video makes me feel fat. Like when your hair is dirty, you feel fat. So I go in the bathroom and I grab my hair cutting scissors. I've been cutting my own hair since my mom passed away in 2009. I just have. I cut everyone in my family's hair. I have cut my sister's hair, both of them. I have cut all of my children's hair. I cut both of the boys' hair. Like I used to work at Bo Ricks, but I was just the receptionist, but I learned a lot from my aunt who like ran the place. She was the manager. And so I learned a lot by just watching her. My whole life I watched her. My mom also cut hair because my mom, same thing as me, like she worked in the barbershop sweeping up with my aunt, and then she just learned by watching, which is how I learned. I learned by watching. I pay attention. I also am obsessed with Hair Buddha. So if Hair Buddha says it's good or it's bad, we follow Hair Buddha because Hair Buddha says. I love Hair Buddha, okay? Hair Buddha is fantastic. Go watch him. He's entertaining as all get out. Even if you don't like hair stuff, and I'm not one of those people that's like big on hair stuff, I like watching him for the entertainment value. He reacts to other people messing up their hair. And he talks to the camera the same way I talk. What are you doing? Don't do that. I generally do it to, you know, other people's videos, not hair cutting videos. Like in my head, I'm watching. So I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? You know, he does it, but records himself. He's entertaining. He's funny. He's caring. I just like Hair Buddha a lot. Now, with that being said, I've learned a lot by watching him, and you would not know that by the color of my hair and the state of my hair because it's all bleached out and it probably needs to be colored again, but I'm not trying to cause damage. And I really want to follow his advice and get a pink wig because sometimes I want my hair to be purple, sometimes I want it to be pink, and I don't want to keep damaging it. So I want a hot pink wig, like a really high quality one. Because Hair Buddha said so, okay? He did. Now, with that being said, I went in the bathroom and I've been cutting my hair for a good long time. My mom died 2009. I've been cutting my hair since then. By myself. I just go in the mirror and I just cut. And I hack it off, okay? And is it perfect? Absolutely not, because I'm not a hairdresser. But I came out of the bathroom. I was only in there a few minutes, and I had only cut like this front part. And it was kind of like this, which is not the way I wear my hair, right? But the back was real long. Because I hadn't touched the back yet. And with the first cut, I was like, I think I went too short. Because I cut this. I think I went too short. I think I went too short. Like I said, my hair was slightly dirty. I should have washed it first. And I come around the corner, I look at Juju, who's in the kitchen. And I said, I think I messed up my hair. And she looks at me and she starts to laugh. And then I could see every muscle in her body trying to stop her from laughing because she realized I look like Joe Dirt. I look so bad. I had a full mullet and that is not my vibe, okay? And I'm literally welling up in tears because I've never screwed up my hair. I've always kind of liked it. And I just didn't even touch the back yet. And the back was down to here, okay? And like, I think I screwed up my hair. And she's trying not to laugh. And I looked at her. I was like, I'm really trying not to cry. Please don't laugh. And she's all, I'm sorry. And then I went back in the bathroom and I sat on the toilet. Because it's like a half bath. It's literally just a toilet and a sink in there and a mirror. And I sat on the toilet and I looked at myself and I cried a little bit. I was like, okay, pull yourself together. Let's get this done. And so I started chopping at the back. And I went short enough that the hair is not touching my neck because the hot flashes are, I'm not joking. The hot flashes are killing me. And I just could not. I don't want hair on my neck and I'm tired. It hurts to have a ponytail. So I cut it. It's not touching my neck barely at all, which I'm fine with. And I came out a few minutes later and I was like, all right, can you please trim the back so it's even? And I must have cut it pretty even without being able to see the back of my head because she only like minimally clipped it. And it's not terrible, right? I mean, there's parts that are a little choppy, but I wanted it to be layered. And I like that it looks a little like, I'm going for emo. I want it to look a little emo, so I want it to be like kind of choppy. But I mean, it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's not what I was expecting or going for, but I can kind of have like swept bangs if I want. A little bit. And I can put a little, push that back. So, or I can just go full Karen and wear it like that. I know Karen's going to say, I hate being called a Karen. Karen, I'm sorry, Karen. Karen is not, in fact, a Karen. She's actually the sweetest person in the whole world. And, like, ask anybody. I really like Karen. So I'm not trying to, like, you know what I'm talking about, though. I just got to... And then I'm watching Jake Wesley Rogers. I love him. He is a beautiful singer. He is a beautiful person. I have met him. I have hugged that man. He is huge. He is so tall. He's beautiful. He's a singer if you don't know who Jake Wesley Rogers is. Okay. If you're afraid of people that are different, don't go check him out because he is unique and beautiful and I just adore him. But if you are a bigot in any kind of way, don't go visit him. Don't do that. Okay? Love him. So anyway, he was on, I think America's Got Talent or something. I discovered him through a Panic at the Disco concert and then I went to go see him in Washington, D.C. and I paid to meet him. We did a meet and greet. He's just a beautiful person. And I think he remembers me as a fan because I do comment on his stuff a lot and he has shared my comments a few times in his stories. So I think he kind of knows who I am, but not like, I'm not in any delusion that he knows me because like he met a lot of people. He ain't even like that. But I think he knows me in the same way that I know some of you that comment frequently. Like he recognizes my name. Anyway, so I cut my hair and this is the second time it's happened. And I'm watching his stories and he gets a beautiful haircut. And I'm like, did I just get a Jake Wesley Rogers haircut again? Let me show you how, because he's beautiful and I don't mind looking like him. I have no problem with that, but it's twice that it has happened now that I got a similar haircut to him, or I gave myself a similar haircut to him at the same time, which just comes across as creepy. All right, let me see if I can find. All right. Hang on, let me. I swear I wasn't trying to look like Jake Wesley Rogers. But I would be blessed to look like him. He's beautiful. He's absolutely beautiful. And he sings like an angel.
Straight man in a dress. God bless these songs when I'm celibate.
I'm not trying to say anything political, so don't get offended and unfollow me or say anything stupid. That's his new song. That's just the most recent one. My favorite song from him, actually I have a couple. Going to see him in concert is like going to church. I kid you not. And he's not like religious or churchy. He kind of is. He grew up in a real like strict church, and like he's got a lot of issues in regards to the church and being a gay man. Okay, I'm just gonna say that he's got a lot of conflicts in himself, and that comes through in his music. But to listen to him sing on stage, he's absolutely testifying and telling his story. And there are certain lyrics in his songs that I was standing in this very small club. I had never been in a place like this before. It was standing room only concert. And I'm watching this big, tall, 6'7" man right directly in front of me singing. And I'm crying like someone just killed my dog. Like, I'm just crying watching him because he's so beautiful. And he has an amazing spirit. And he has been so broken by things in his life. Like, you could just see it and feel it when he sings. Oh, love him. Love him. Like I said, if you have feelings about that, I don't want to hear it here. You will get blocked. And it's not that I'm trying to push my belief or any belief on anybody else, but like, Cinnamon Stitches is not about politics. We're not about hatred. We're not about judging. We're about love and acceptance, and we're about family. And like, this world is so harsh and dark, and we need to reach out and just love each other and just be kind to each other, because we are all going through stuff. We're all going through it. All of us are going through stuff. So just be kind. Like, why is that so hard? Just be kind. Damn, why do I keep telling people this? So, anyway, what else do I have to show you? Let me make sure, because I saw a flash on the wall. Make sure Mr. Cinnamon is not home with Loudmouth, because Loudmouth is loud today. This week, coming up, Mr. Cinnamon financed me some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarn. He gave me a present. He tried to buy me some more yarn. I think he's trying to make me feel better. He hates when I don't feel good. He hates when I'm sad. He hates... He just wants me... He wants me to be Miss Mary Sunshine all the time. He wants me to smile and be happy. And I'm a human. Like, I have things going on. Sometimes I just want to be moody. I just want to be dark. I just want to listen to emo and cry. I just... He doesn't like that, though. He does not like that. So, he financed that yarn. It's beautiful. I can't wait to show that to you. But also, I got yarn, 2 little bags. These were 2 different little orders. Because this one was on sale. And this is new yarn. So we have the new yarn in the house. This is the Basics Chenille Multi. My plan is to make a bunny out of 1 or 2 of these. I got 3 different colors because I wasn't sure which ones I like. So we're going to show all of this just in a video. Not me trying to like do a full haul and oh look, I bought more yarn than I didn't need. But yeah. Because yeah, I'm going to shut up because I'm having thoughts that I just need to just swallow. I'm going to be quiet. But I bought some yarn. The new yarn I bought to make a bunny specifically. And I've made lots of bunnies in the past. It was probably, wow, it was a long time ago because the girls were very young. I made Easter bunnies. I want to say Lucas was probably 2. So probably 7, 8 years ago I made bunnies. I made bunnies. I made Easter, I crocheted Easter baskets. I put the bunnies inside. So I made all 4 kids an Easter basket. Little man might still have his. I don't know if the older girls still have theirs. I doubt Juju does. and I don't know about my 2 nieces, but I made 4 Easter bunnies and 4 Easter baskets back then. And then last year I made an Easter bunny. Actually, I made a couple Easter bunnies because I used the basis for a pattern from Joe's Web. She does the leggy animals that don't actually have legs. They have, like, you know, squiggly arms and legs, which is fine. I don't remember if I did the squiggly arms and legs, but I definitely changed the ears on her pattern. And I made different ears just because I was struggling. Like, I was struggling with the design of her ears. Not that they were bad, just I was struggling with it at the time. So I did ears that I was familiar with, which is like making a conical shape and then folding it in on itself. I learned that from Lilo N Stitches. The Easter bunny pattern I did when I was making the girls' Easter bunny, I didn't understand how to do amigurumi back then because this is 7-8 years ago. And I didn't understand what it was a written pattern. I didn't understand how to do the decreases all the way around. So it said a decrease in a parentheses. And so I only did it in that one spot. And then I just continued around. So there were weird dips in the bunny where I decreased. And it actually worked out because it gave the bunny like a little booty bump. Like, so his butt stuck out, which was cute. And then the feet, the same thing. Like, the feet were supposed to be like flat feet, and then you decrease all the way around. And what I ended up doing was I only decreased in the one spot. So it was like a big flat foot that stood up like a stuffed animal would. Instead of decreasing from fat to skinny, like down the center, it looked like an actual foot. So even though I screwed up the pattern, the bunny was adorable. It was so cute. And then because I was only decreasing in one area on the face, like it had cheeks, and it was totally accidental. So the bunny looked nothing like the pattern. I couldn't figure out why, but it looked so much cuter because I screwed up so bad that it turned out it turned out better than I had imagined. The bunny had a little butt that stuck out, which was cute, and he sat better because his butt stuck out. And then his face had the indent, so his cheeks stood out because it was supposed to decrease all the way around. And then the same thing with his feet. Like, his feet were big old flat feet that decreased only where the toes were, and then the ankle came out of the bottom. It looked like a foot. So even back then, like, even making mistakes, it can turn into something beautiful. So don't be afraid to screw up and make mistakes. I get a lot of people who say, I don't know how to do this, I need your help. I'm so afraid, or I'm messing up. Well, mess up. Make mistakes. That's how we learn. Screw it up. Screw up the whole thing. This is not what I planned. This is not what I planned. And earlier today, if you would have asked me, I hated it and it was going in the garbage. And now I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's not too bad. Like, it kind of turned out. It looks pretty on. Screw up. Make mistakes. Don't use the good yarn, though. See, here's 2 different sets. I'm saying use the good yarn in one video, and I'm telling you to screw up in another video. Don't use the good yarn on something you don't know what you're doing. Use the good yarn in something you're familiar with how to make it, or if you want to make like a garment, right? You want to make something, you've never made a garment before. Don't pull out the good yarn at first. You make it with the ugliest yarn you have, okay? And then if the shape is right and it kind of worked out, that was your practice piece. You can donate that. You can keep it if you want, if it looks good. Then come in with the good yarn. So don't use the good yarn on a project that you'd have no idea what you're doing. Don't do a brand, don't go, oh, I've been saving this yarn forever. And then try a brand new to you designer and a new to you, like, you never made a shawl before, but you're gonna make a shawl. Don't do that with the good stuff. Practice first with Dollar Tree yarn or something from the thrift store. Don't do that. And then come back and say, that worked out, I'm gonna use the good yarn on it now. That's advice from Cinnamon Stitches. I feel so much better about this video than the one I recorded at 10:30 this morning. It was just, I needed a reset button real bad. I did. And even though my head is still hurting, I think finally it's starting to ease up a little bit. So, and I'm feeling a little bit hungry. I'm feeling a little peckish. I'm definitely thirsty. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret. My sugar's high. I'm struggling to maintain it. I've been struggling for months. I have just not been treating myself very well. I've been struggling with things, and I think they're home now. They're home now. So I'm going to say that. I'm struggling with that. I'm getting things back on track, which is another reason why I'm not feeling so great. And I'm going to end the video because they're going to come in, the dogs are going to bark, and little man is going to be really loud if we're judging by this morning. And so I will see you guys in the next one. And like I said, we have good yarn things coming up this week. I'm going to spin out that buffalo. We got a fun week coming up. Stay tuned for all those videos, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.